Wow, it feels good to be back. Today we have another mini masterpiece for you. We are going to be recreating Vermeer's Girl with a Pearl Earring, I think is the name of the painting. You know it. It's very famous. But we're gonna do it on this 1-inch Post-it note. She's gonna be about the size of my thumb, which is gonna be fun. Without further ado, we should start. Before we do that, I was looking at my statistics and 97.5% of you are watching this and are not subscribed. So please do subscribe. We have lots of really fun content coming out. A lot more long form illustration content like the Marco Bucci critique videos, as well as some of these more fun art challenges. Please do subscribe. It would mean the world to me. 97.5% of you. Big shout out to the 2.5% of you that are subscribed and are watching this. Please do subscribe and let's jump into this. All right, we'll see if this is too distracting for me, but I think the best shot we can get of this very tiny Post-it note is with this iPhone about 1 pencil's length away from the sticky note. All right, let's just start by blocking in those big shapes. Nope, I don't like that first line I drew. That's always a good start, right? Very first line you drew you don't like. I'm gonna start with straight lines. I don't wanna get caught in any detail. I just wanna be thinking of the angles of her face. That headband in there. So I know the kind of the size of her face. All right, that's where her eyebrow line is. Artists always talk about the brow line. I think we should really call it the eyebrow line. It's just more fun to talk about the eyebrow line. If you're wondering why I'm just looking off into the distance constantly in this video, because my reference is right over there. So I was on my way to the studio today, and I love this studio. One thing I don't love about this studio is a little bit of a commute, and I was on my way here, literally like 30 minutes into my 40-minute drive, and I realized I'd forgotten the key to the studio. So then I had to turn back around, get the key, and drive back to the studio. That is really a less interesting story than I thought it would be. Make sure her nose is not too long. Where's your mouth, lady with a pearl earring? Why are so many painting titles uncreative? Like this one, Girl with a Pearl Earring. The pearl earring is like hardly noticeable. I mean, didn't this woman have a name? I bet this woman's name was Cynthia. I feel like we've got a face structure defined pretty well there. Obviously, I'm not using an eraser today, so I have to be really careful and thoughtful. Man, this is so difficult. Her mouth is the size of the tip of my pencil. And not to complain or anything, but just the slightest movement of my pencil and I've got the mouth all wrong. I feel like I'm hiding my face behind this so you guys can't see me. Her cheek is a little too fat there. But again, this is such a small little canvas. When I'm correcting that, I don't want to overcorrect. Could be dangerous. Ooh, I'm feeling good about that eye. Let's see if I can not ruin it. I feel like the elements are against me. I can't get close to this because of the iPhone. I don't know that much about Vermeer, but based on this painting, the guy could turn a form. Look at that shading. So soft, so subtle, so beautiful. All right, good. What I'm liking about this sketch so far is it looks like the early stages of a sculpture. That's what I want. I want to slowly sculpt out this face. What I started with were a bunch of straight lines, and now I am cutting into those, taking that clay and starting to mold it, scraping away, whatever it is. I don't sculpt, so I have no idea what I'm talking about, but you get the idea. This painting should have been called The Girl with the Head Wrap. I think that's more significant than the pearl earring. So I know in the last mini masterpiece, I talked about how much I love this pencil. Here's one reason I love this pencil, is the range you get from it. You can go so dark and so light, and it's really easy to control. This is so tiny. I can't see. Someone move this iPhone, please? Can't draw this woman's eyeball. Oh dear. Well, we had a good eyeball. Okay, I know I said I'm not gonna use an eraser, but that eyeball stinketh, and I need an eraser. This eyeball is like the focal point of this painting, but in my version, it's like the size of my pencil tip. I definitely lost control there. All right, that's a lot better. And then of course, part of this painting that apparently Vermeer thought was most important. This earring. This pearl earring. And I don't want to work on the drawing, I just work on this really dark background. This is not easy. Recreating a masterpiece on a very tiny sticky note. Because what Vermeer's so good at is these little subtle movements. I'm trying to recreate that. Woo-wee! It's challenging. I have to find a way to define this eyeball a little more, but I can't see it. Alright, I feel like we could have a lot more fun in the shadows. It's subtle. Everything has to be subtle. Yeah, there we go. That's nice. It's just these subtle value shifts. I feel like I've used the word subtle like 100 times in this one video. But this painting, it's pretty subtle. Barely touching the face so that the whites of the eyes can pop a bit more. I'm so careful. I mean, look at these tiny movements. Whew. I think with that, we are done. And just like that, we have another mini masterpiece. Woman, lady with a pearl earring. I really should have looked up the title of this painting, but Vermeer's very famous portrait on a sticky note the size of my thumb. Thank you so much for watching. Please do come back for more fun videos. Like, subscribe, it would mean the world to me. Bye.